Good afternoon. Welcome to Lunch with Our Long Ears. It is Tuesday, May 26th. Joining you a little bit late today. We had some adopter visits and we had a brand inspector here, and so we're just catching up on the day. You can see that we have still a little bit of water in our pens. We've had some pretty substantial rain here in the last week or so, and that's a good thing. We're not complaining because the folks that were just visiting us are from slightly north and east of us, and they have had less than an inch of rain since January, so we're definitely not complaining about what we've had. But we have had a lot of muddy donkeys and a lot of mud to deal with, and pens are mostly dry now, and we're getting to the point that we can get things cleaned up. So you can see that we're on second round of cleaning today, but the pens are getting back into pretty decent shape and coming back together. So we did have one donkey whose name is Harry. He's in a much better condition now, but I think that he took a swim in the lake and he was very wet, and donkeys don't like to be wet. So that was kind of sad, but he is dried off now, and he's the most clean donkey that you've seen in a long time because his mud bath was a good spa day. But other than that, this pen, we have 6 donkeys that are headed home in the next week. We had 4 that were adopted today and going to make their way to their new homes next week, and 2 that are going home on Saturday, 3 that are going home on Saturday. So we'll start to see some changes around here. We've been doing some training and getting some of those type of meetings together and getting some donkeys back on their way. We've been in a little bit of a lull since all the donkeys that went home in February, but we're starting to be active again in the world of adoptions, and that's exciting. So we'll wish those guys good luck at their new homes and share their stories after they go, and I'm still doing my best to catch up on all the ones that have gone home, which I've done a terrible job with, so stay tuned. I'm starting to get more caught up on paperwork and things like that. Scout, here buddy. Hey, let's not eat cans. Let's not eat cans. Fortunately, when we turn our pens over and they get muddy like this, it reveals trash. That's what Scout just found, so we'll tuck that away in the trash can. So we got a couple donkeys wrestling over on the other side of the pond. They're playing, and that's normal donkey play, normal boys. We have lots of shedding going on. We have lots of scratchy donkeys that are rubbing on anything and everything that they can. We are brushing as much as we can and taking wads and wads and wads of hair out of donkeys, so we can show you that when we get up higher and show you the pile of hair that we've accumulated. Other things going on, we have our donkey-specific hoof care clinic with Ross Keller coming up on Friday and Saturday this week. That event is sold out. We will be here all day Friday and Saturday, learning donkey handling and proper hoof handling and proper hoof care and some trimming. And we've got lots of campers that are on the roster to be able to help out with that clinic. So we're excited to get all of those guys out and participating and get their feet cleaned up, and to have the students out here to learn and take home their skills and be able to share them with others. So thank you to everybody that registered. Thank you to Ross for trusting us to be a host, and we're really looking forward to it. So we stay tuned. We'll bring some updates. Hopefully even during the event we'll go live a little bit and share some of the knowledge that's being shared here. We are past our May events, Lunch with the Long Ears, and past our first session of yoga. We do have Wild Ass Yoga coming up on June 13th. Please be sure to register if you are interested. The registration is under the events tab on burrobasecamp.com, and we would love to have you come out. And then coming up at the end of the month, we will be with our sponsors, the 2 Mile High Club and the Cripple Creek Donkeys up in Cripple Creek for their big event, which is Donkey Derby Days, and that is the last weekend in June. So they just did their donkey release yesterday. They have, I think, 8 of the herd of 16 that are out now for the summer and get to wander the town. And so if you're up in Cripple Creek, stop in and see the donkeys. And there's still 8 in the winter pastures, so you can visit them there as well. Come here, buddy. This is Hercules. Hercules has decided he's a brave boy recently. He's just starting to come up. That's exciting. So, in this pen, we've got one girl that is on watch that we think may be pregnant. She's been here for just under a year. It'll be a year in July that she's been here. Donkeys can be in full for 12 to 14 months. So her due date, if she actually is pregnant, would be coming up anytime between now and September. Hard to know. She was a pretty skinny kid when she came in, and she definitely has a belly that seems to be changing, that we're noticing differences in. So we will wait and see if Miss Fawn gives us a baby or not. Like we said, we have several that are going home, so that'll change up dynamics in here some, and everybody's doing really well. Lots of handling and lots of brushing going on, lots of touching. We have a group in here that is getting regular walks on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, and so lots of good stuff that's going on in this pen. We have lots of great donkeys that are still available, and starting to update some of our profiles on the website, so watch for those to come. We're trying to keep up with that as well, but they're getting adopted as fast as I'm writing profiles, so that's a good problem to have as well. Good boy. Good boy. Good job, buddy. Hi. I don't have any treats. I don't have any treats. You're okay. So this is Fawn right here. She's the one that's on pregnancy watch. Right, Fawn? Touch. Touch. This was one skittish girl when she came, so the fact that she's hanging out and willing to allow us to touch is pretty exciting, but her belly I don't think is a hay belly. They don't really have enough food in here to be able to develop a hay belly, so their diet's right at the level that it needs to be, but they shouldn't be putting on a whole lot of extra weight. So everybody's doing quite well. Here's Mr. Harry. He's the one that went into the pond. He's out of the pond, much happier now. Hard to help him because he is one that can't be handled so far, but he did survive it. He's doing much better. So everybody in this pen is down at the lower level. Today we are closing off the upper level during the day now, since they are getting pasture time, and you can see that our pastures are nice and green. So we are limiting their access to free feed during the day and letting them have access to it overnight. Oh my, goodness gracious me. That is Pirate helping us with the gate. John is one of our adopters that got going home next week with his friends Wesley and Hardin. Don't bite my fingers, please, buddy. Felix is in there. They're having some peanuts. So we'll head on up to this pen. We were trying to squeeze in because we were thinking that there might be rain coming through, but now the sun's back out. It's very windy today. Hopefully it's not too bad in the microphone. Trees are greening up and they're starting to bloom, and the grass is getting tall, coming together. Things are coming back alive here, which is nice. We'll go up to this pen. Everybody today has already had their grain and fly control. We are not going to see moms and babies today. Dogs are out. We'll go in here and say hi. This pen we had Abbott and Costello go home this weekend. They were here with us on kind of a long-term basis, and they got to go home, so that was exciting. So this pen is at 16 currently. We have some people that are interested in some of our minis, so we're working on getting that figured out. Get it? Maybe. I don't know who did all the chains today, but
yeah, I was in this one today.
back up. So we'll say hi to these guys. These guys have been getting lots and lots and lots of brushing in. We had our volunteer Mike here over the weekend, and he brushed Max and Niner and Genevieve and Shadow and Zeta and Zephyr and Lenny and Pablo. So lots and lots of attention going on in here. We have lots of shedding. We have enough hair for the birds to make nests for the rest of the year. You can see that Niner is back in his mask. That is for sun protection, not for flies. He has light skin around his eyes, and so that mask protects his eyes from getting sunburn. So he's back in his mask now. So far, knock on wood, no fly issues going on. Just lots of scratchy donkeys. You can see Pablo's rubbing on me right now. Hi, buddy. Hi, we're just so itchy, aren't we? Just so itchy. We have so much hair coming out. Yeah, good boy. Good boy. So lots of shedding, and with all the mud and wet, they didn't have a whole lot of spots to lay down when it was wet. They go out to the pasture and they just roll and roll and roll. They're so happy to be out there. They're getting out for a couple hours every day. The grass is real green. But everybody in here is doing really well. So see Rolo and Astro and Mickey Milo and Maisie and Zeta. Shadow's in the back. Lenny's in the back. Jordan, Niner, Genevieve, Zephyr. This is Pablo. This is Jack Jack. This is Milo. And this is Minnie. Everybody in this pen is very easily handled. The minis are a little bit tough to handle. A little bit hard to catch, typical minis, but these guys, the older two, are very easy to catch, right? Yep. People wonder about the fly masks, if they can see. The answer is it's like looking through a screen door in your house, so they can see just fine. Like I said, just protects his eyes, and that will also protect his eyes from flies when and if the flies come out. We are not wishing them here, but so far we're doing pretty okay without flies. We'll walk over this way. Okay. Let Miss Nancy through. So we'll give you a bird's eye look at our two new guys. They are in quarantine, and they're in a strict quarantine. So we're not doing any access to the pen. We're not obviously sharing any water or food, but these guys are on a no contact quarantine until we confirm that there's no sickness. There was a lot of sickness from where they came from. So we are taking utmost precaution to make sure that we keep our herd safe. So this is, let's see if we can walk down this end. These guys came in from a kill lot in northern Colorado. We had a funder that provided their bail and asked us to take them in as a safe ground for them to land. They are BLM. The girl, this is the girl in the gray. She is a 5-year-old BLM. Jenny, she's out of 7 troughs, and he is a 19-year-old BLM out of a different herd management in Nevada that I hadn't heard of before. So he's 19, she's 5. They have been together since they left BLM, and so we will keep them together. They're in need of hoof care. And like I said, we're watching for sickness, illness to make sure that they don't have anything that could be spread to the rest of the herd. So they'll be up here for a little while. We're limiting access, but they're getting friendly, pretty interactive. We're talking to them a lot and just getting them to know our voices and know who we are. And so airborne, they can have all kinds of stuff when they come in is the answer. They can be exposed to a lot of stuff, and obviously we want to make sure that nothing that they have is going to get spread to anybody else. But we're taking precaution because there was lots of coughing and respiratory type stuff that was going on up there, so we want to make sure that that's not something that's going to spread. I made a mistake and left the dogs out today, so let me see. Lots of songs of the donkeys today. Come here, Blue. Stop. Let me take it. Come on, buddy. So I'm going to take you guys over to see the moms and babies. Because I left the dogs out, we do have a livestock guardian. He is doing his job and protecting his area and doesn't like to allow strangers to come in through the fence. So we'll do a quick loop. Hey, Blue, come on, buddy. Can't complain about him doing his job. He's doing what he's supposed to do, but makes for difficult when we're trying to walk through. So give me just 1 second and we'll put him inside. Come on, buddy. Let's go. So quarantine going on. Our plan is to have them in for a minimum of about 21 days. So that would put us in the middle of June. As long as we're not seeing any signs or symptoms, we'll make a determination with our vet as to whether or not we break that sooner. You guys go inside. And we have a couple other owner surrenders coming in the next week or so. That is something that we are definitely open to, receptive of, and willing to work with whatever the circumstances are, because we would prefer to have them have a safe landing for you versus getting into the sale pipeline and the sickness and illness and things like that that they're exposed to in that environment. So if you know of anybody or hear of anybody, or you're in need of a rehome, if you know of anybody that is struggling with cost of hay and not able to feed animals, please reach out. We have resources for that as well. And we're happy to help and make sure that your donkeys specifically have a safe landing, but we can also help with horses and other equines in helping you to find the right person to contact. So here we are at Moms and Babies Pen. Here's little Lainey. We'll come around. Mystic has not had her baby. She is still heavily in full and still convincing us that it's going to happen any day. And Peanut had an injury to his nose, which some of you read about. See if I can get you a close-up. It's healing pretty well. It's really windy. Hopefully that sound is not too bad on the microphone. So here's little Lulu. Lainey. You say hi to your friends? You say hi to your friends? Huh? Come here. Tell them hi. Tell them hi. Here's Reba. That's Etta. Oh, here is Mirage and Mouse. Here comes Peanut. So you can see Peanut has a rather large scab on his nose. He had his nose through a fence and we think got startled and pulled back and managed to rip the top layer of his nose off. He has seen the vet and the vet removed the flap of skin that was there, and he was a very good patient. So it is healing. It's a big scab for those of us that pick our own scabs. This is driving us all crazy because we just want to take it off because it's really loose and dangly. But he's being a very good patient and taking good care of himself. Here's Mystic, still pregnant, still has a baby in there. And little Miss Mouse is doing really good. She's growing a lot. She is becoming very interactive. She had her feet trimmed last week. Her front feet, we did not work on back feet yet. But her back legs have gained strength. Her health is really good right now. We're very happy with her. Here's Miss Sally. Sally's making progress as well. Doing pretty well with her medication regime and stuff that we're giving her, and she has definitely liked the softer ground that is the result of the rain. Say, here's my nose. Here's my nose. I'm okay. I'm a tough kid. She has been a very, very good patient. Very tolerant. This is Fable. Fable came into us as an owner surrender on the 12th of May. She is absolutely loving being groomed and brushed, and she has had piles and piles and piles of hair come out of her. This is one of the piles of hair that we took out of her the other day. Down here on the ground, it looks like dead animal. It's not. It's all hair off of Fable. We've pulled that much off of her multiple times. Fable and Lainey have become really good friends. You can see Fable's with Peanut right now. She seems to be really attracted to all the little babies, which is cool because they have a nice motherly figure that's here to take care of them. And so everybody's doing quite well up here. So we'll give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors. Community Banks of Colorado is our arena pen sponsor. Renee Burton, American Family Insurance. Parker Porta Potty. We have the 2 Mile High Club Cripple Creek Donkeys that are our friends, and they sponsor us, So we want to thank all those people for your involvement. We do have hay semi pulling in tomorrow to restock our barn, which is big news, and lots of questions about where we get our hay as of late because hay is in fairly short supply in Colorado. We source out of Kansas, and so our hay will be coming in tomorrow morning. We have a waterer that is just about to be activated in our west pen. It's just about installed. Mike's been working hard on that. And coming up in June, we have, like I said, Wild Ass Yoga, and we have Donkey Derby Days. So we hope you will join us for some of those events. And thank you all for your continued support and for everything that you do to help us keep our programming going and for all the love and support you provide. Please like and share our social media. Please help us grow. We're trying to get as much content out there as we possibly can and doing our best to do that. But we couldn't do this without the support of our community. So thank you. Have a great Tuesday, and we will see you soon.